Hi everybody, this is Roxy and I'm freezing. I'm in my art lair. It's about 16 below zero and it's 30 or 40 below wind chill and it's 60 degrees in my art lair. And Monica, BC Doula, made me some fingerless gloves. I can't find them. They're usually in my little basket and they're not there. So I am so dedicated to my swaps and my peeps and whatnot that I'm just gonna push through it. So anyways, I'm just teasing, but it is that cold. So I am going to, our swap for Your Paper Pantry, Carrie came up with it. It's really cool. It's taking a deck of cards, and I don't have a deck of cards, but I've got enough cards that people have sent me in hostess gifts and racks that I'm going to use these because I think they're kind of cool. But what we do is she said to gesso both sides, but I want to kind of collage on the cool side of the cards, and then I'm just going to gesso on the other side. And what this is journaling or crafting prompts. So on one side you write a prompt. Mine is use rub-ons on your pieces or whatever. Everybody got to pick a different, or came up with a different prompt. So then when we have two groups, each of 14. So then I'll get 14 cards back that have different prompts. And then I think I'm going to, we have to do flat, can't embellish them, 3D or three-dimensional. But then I'm going to put them on a ring. And hopefully if we do this again and again, it'll be kind of cool. So I will get started and not talk anymore. Haha. No, I will. I can't stop talking. So this is from, I think what's this from, Teresa Rogers. Oops. Hello, there's my mess. What can you see? Oh, good, not too much. There. I think Teresa sent me this. If not, and you are the person, thank you. It's too hard to remember everything. So hopefully this is going to work. So because I want remember Hands Down, this game? Oh man, we would just play it like there was no tomorrow. And the whole trick of it was, was this plastic thing that had little hands, 4 sides, and you would just slam on the harder you could slam, the better off. And you would just slam down if you got the right cards or whatever. If you're over, I don't know if they still have it. If they do, get one for your kid. They're fun. It causes a lot of screaming and yelling. And my mom never minded the screaming and yelling. She loved having all the kids around because all the kids would play at our house. In our yard, in our house, whatever. She fed them every day. There, so I'm just going to kind of keep putting these layers on. And I like that they used a pinking shears to cut this. I think I'm going to tear it before I decoupage. And I'm using this Tracy Bautista. No. Oh, I thought it was. It's Americana Decoupage. And I just started a class with Christy Tomlinson. What is it called? Art Society, I think. It's $10 a month, which is a steal. And she suggests using this for collage instead of Mod Podge because it dries clear without any texture or gloss. And I just happened to get it before I started a class because I like Mod Podge, but I've tried every, like their matte, it still feels kind of glossy, which in some cases you want. Like Christy said, you do want kind of like gel medium will dry perfectly clear and without texture. And if you want to use your Pitt pens or your Pitt markers, you do need texture. So there's a little tip that you got free and I had to pay for it. course, it's probably something everybody already knows anyway. Okay, so there. So there's that. So see, you can still kind of see the hands down card. There. Okay, then I just gotta coat this again. Okay, then I'll let that dry and do the rest, and I'll be back. Alright, so I forgot to start my camera, but what I did, I went through and I used this stencil and copper dauber and just stenciled the tops of these, and now I'm just kind of doing a little bit of a collage-y kind of thing, and I'm using my H&S green stamps for part of the collage just because they're kind of remind me of my childhood when we would get these stamps at the grocery store, and then we got to take turns putting them in the books. And then once my mom had some books filled, we'd go down to the it's not H&S, it's S&H. We'd go down to the store in St. Paul, and we get to pick out, you know, stuff to get with the, you got things free. I know we bought a rotisserie grill. We got a badminton set one year. One year we got luggage. You could get, I mean, it was just for buying groceries. It was kind of a cool thing. So that was a fun memory, and I'm sure a lot of people, they had different, it was like, there was gold bond stamps. You know, I think it depended on what store you went to or what region you were in. But it was kind of fun to collect those. It's funny they've never brought those back out. Oops. Oops. Okay, so now I'm just adding some different thingies. This pack is from K & Company's Amy Butler ephemera pack. I've got a ton of them. A ton of pieces, actually. So I think I bought 3 packs of it and combined them all. Ugh, and it's so cold, my nose is running like a fridge. So okay, so I will continue to do this, and I need a Kleenex. Where is my Kleenex? Okay, I think my nose will last another 10 minutes or 5 minutes or 3. So I'll just keep going here. I'm eating my favorite candies. My neighbor brought a bag of these over. Like, this is all that's left. I love them. I think mint is my favorite kind of flavor. Like mint martinis or peppermint gum or mint brownies. My mom used to make the best mint brownies. It was chocolate brownies, and then she'd make green mint frosting for on top, and then like now they show that, but then they put a layer of black or chocolate frosting on top. She never did that, and I like it without it, because otherwise you don't get enough of the mint flavor. Cute little picture. I got that. I think that came from Teresa or else Linda Lapodka. That little tag of that girl. It's cute. I don't want to cover that hands down though. Then I'm getting sticky fingers. I hate that. I just don't like gooey stuff or sticky stuff on my fingers. Or chicken, raw chicken. Don't like that either. I think once you get salmonella poisoning, you stay away from the raw chicken. Which I did and I do. Poor little Sheila. She sits in front of the patio door, and I don't know if she's thinking, why on earth am I in this crazy weather where I could be in Florida still. I don't know if everybody knows, we got a rescue dog that came from Miami. And she is cute as a button, but she I think she's looking for her babies. Our vet is pretty sure she's had a couple litters already. She's only a 1.5 years old, so probably from a backyard breeder or something. But anyways, it seems that she's always looking for her puppies because she gets really sad and hangs her head down and kind of will go and stare out the window or down the hall. Or last night, it was so sad. I'm reading in bed, and we've got her kennel right at the end of our bed so she doesn't feel lonely. And she fell asleep, but she was screaming and crying in her sleep. It sounded like someone was attacking a dog, you know. That's how she was crying, and oh my God. So I called her name and woke her up. But it's really sad. She's such a cutie. But she loves the snow so much. She'll go, anybody that takes her out, she'll go out and, you know, we'll walk down to the end of the driveway, and then all of a sudden she'll jump into the snow and start making snow angels. She loves it. And then she comes in once she gets in the door, it's like she got shot out of a cannon. She just goes racing through the house. I think it's kind of like all that cold and, you know, snow got her adrenaline pumping because it's just hilarious. And when she races around, she runs around in circles as she's running. It's just adorable. I try to get it on camera, but she's so fast. It's just funny though. So that's our little Sheila. She's a cute dog, but I wish I knew her story. Or maybe I don't. Maybe it's a good thing we don't. It's heartbreaking enough as it is that somebody would abandon her because she was on death row. There's this rescue service that works out of the Miami. It's Dade County, Miami. It's a high kill shelter. And they just pull dogs out of there I think every 2 weeks they're pulling dogs out of there. And when Sheila got pulled out, they rescued, it was their 100th transport. Because they take them out of there and then they drive them all up the coast, on the East Coast. And she came up to Iowa. In part of that transport, they pulled 215 dogs off death row that day. And that was just one transport. That's the most they've ever done. They wanted to do a lot to celebrate their 100th transport. And they were going to do 200, but then when they got there were 15 more that were set to be killed. And I think with Sheila, she's got a really bad, her back right leg, our vet thinks that her leg had been broken and then left to heal on its own. So it's not a good, like she, you know, when she plays around, like I'll sit and play this stuffed animal with her, like throw her baby and then she'll go run and get it. But when she plays around or when she comes in from the making snow angels and then racing around in the house, her leg gets real sore and she can hardly put weight on it. So it's really sad. But that's probably why she was on death row to be euthanized. So we got her instead. She's so cute. She looks like a little Groucho Marx eyes. She's cute. And she's a Dalmatian Cocker Spaniel mix. Oops. I have no rhyme or reason here. I don't even know what they represent, my little cards. But I guess it represents collage. How about that? That's good enough for me. I hope it's good enough for everybody else. This is kind of like making ATC cards, really. You know, I could have made them all exactly the same, or you could make them all different. So I'm kind of making them similar but different. I had when I did the pattern paper, I decoupaged my fingers full of pattern paper. You know, the sewing pattern paper. And it took me about a half hour to get it all off. Because it just doesn't wash off. You gotta like scrape it and it comes up in a big globby ball. So that was no fun and I hate it. I don't like stuff on my fingers, like I said. Alright, one left and I'll be back. Okay, now I've got the We Are Memory Keepers stamping thing. Little stamping wheel. I've got both sewing and stamping wheels. But you gotta be really kind of do a little light hand. Otherwise you get the side of the wheels on there, so see? Takes a little bit of practice. And then I'm just using Memories India ink. I really like this. It's the best permanent ink. What is it? Archival and fade resistant. I don't know if it's, you know, because like I said earlier, my Artler gets to 60 degrees down here and colder. Actually, it's 67 right now, and it's perfect temperature. But I think because it does get so cold, that maybe the inks get kind of funky. I don't know. I don't really like StazOn. It doesn't work for me. And that could just be a preference thing. So cleaning the wheels are kind of tricky. But then I'm just going to do some doodling a little bit, and I'll do the back side of these and we'll be done. Okay, so now I've got some colors that I picked out of gelatos, and it doesn't belong in there. And I think I'm going to grab a kind of a pinky color. And just put some different colors on here. Just kind of add some more, another dimension of texture and color. My pit pens. Okay, so now I'm just adding just a little bit of color around everything. So you give it a little bit of dimension. If you haven't tried these are pretty fun, these pit pens. I really like playing with them. Kind of better than, I mean, the gelatos are fun, but they can get kind of, I suppose they're forgiving, but I think these are a little more forgiving because you can kind of move them around more. I don't know. I guess I just got to practice. Practice makes perfect. Again, this is just kind of, I think I'm going to go around her just to pretend that she's a part of the collage. Okay, so now I'm just putting a scallop border on the tops with my Sakura souffle pen and number 929. It's kind of a turquoise blue. And it's getting, my cards are getting a real 60s/70s vibe to them. At least I think. They look very kind of late 60s. The colors and obviously the cards themselves. I really like these souffle pens. Because they almost put, well, there is a texture. It's almost like a puffy pen. I've been doing a lot of, I got all these punches but I kind of like doing, like cutting out my own scallops for cards and stuff. It's kind of turned out cute. It's kind of wonky looking, but in a cute wonky way. Alright, I'll keep going. Okay, excuse me, now I have Christie's Scarlet Lime Doodle Pen. And I love this. I can't find, I've tried other roller balls, and this really is the best one for different mediums. So you might as well just buy yours. I searched every store, even Dick Blick doesn't have this kind. It's certain, I don't remember. She says what it is. It's a certain kind of roller. I think it's a is it Pilot? But I've searched everywhere. Nobody carries it. Office Max, Staples, Dick Blick. Nobody. So I had to just bite the bullet and order a couple from her, which is fine. She teaches a lot and has a lot of great ideas. Might as well throw the money her way. She's really worth it. I love her style. I wish I had created it. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to learn her and a couple other styles, and then eventually I will hopefully come up with my own conglomeration of them or whatever. They're really fun. You could make a whole deck of 52 cards and have a different, collage on them, and then have your friends come over and play cards, and you would know exactly what their hands are. If you had a good memory. Okay, and I'm just going to outline some of the elements. just seemed like it needed it. This is the weirdest thing from the pack. I think it's a earring, but it's just kind of weird, but it's really striking. It really stands out. So I'm glad I used it. I think I hit something wet. Yeah, so that polar vortex came back. I've never heard of that before in my life. Very weird, but it sure is bringing cold weather. Kind of getting tired of being in the house. Although today I went to brunch and it was freezing this morning, but it was fun, so it was worth it. It's worth the hassle. There. Alright, so my prompt is to use rub-ons, and I'm using StazOn for Timber Brown, and it's not stamping on the gesso very well because it's getting the brush strokes of the foam brush. And then these are close to my heart stamps I got from Scrap Chickie, Ruthie. Thanks, Ruthie. And they're really cool. You know who used them was Becky Felch, and you can cut them out, but I'm just using them as a... Anyway, so that's what I'm putting on the back. I'm just gonna keep at it. Oh, shoot. I love this font too. It's Hero Arts. I keep thinking it's going to peel the whole thing up. Here's the Hero Arts. Happy Letters. It's really a cute, cool font. So that's how I'm ending them up. And then I'll show you the final one when I'm done. Okay, so here are the finished cards. And I just stamped, use rub-ons on the back. I added some molding paste in both corners that I colored with some ink dye, and hopefully that comes through. It's got a real cool 70s vibe that I like. The colors especially, and just kind of the whole hands down cards and everything. But the only problem is Carrie had said not to use Mod Podge because it gets sticky. So I use the Americana decoupage, and they still are kind of sticky. So, and that was before I did the molding paste. So there's something with the Mod Podge. But anyway, so those are my cards, and I will show all the cards when I get them back from Carrie, from everybody else. So thanks for watching. Come and join us at yourpaperpantry.ning.com for tons of fun swaps and safe swaps, I might add. Thanks for watching. Bye.